Hello, it's June 14th, 2012 at 2:31 p.m. Central Daylight Time. And I wanted to show you here we've got something interesting things happening today. First of all, we've got all the Dopplers going down. That's happening around 16 UTC. You can see they fade out and kind of fade back in. And then also we have some flashing going on down here in Oklahoma and Kansas. And actually what we have is dueling beams going on. And I'll show you the, let's let it loop around here a minute and I'll show you how they go down. So let's go back here. This is going to take me a few minutes. Okay. Right here they start going down at 1550. You can see they're kind of falling out. More at 1553, more at 1557. And then at 1600 we've got Reno still on, Grand Rapids, Michigan, New York, and Moody Air Force Base in Georgia. And then at 1615 we have Minneapolis and Mobile. I always have trouble with Mobile, Alabama. That's because I probably haven't been in that area much. But anyway. Then they start coming back on again. And then right after that, right here, about 1720, 1721, you can see the beams start showing up here. And you can barely see it, but then they go around. Let it loop through one more time, and then we'll look at some closer shots. And I'm just going to kind of talk about some different things going on as I zoomed in on things. And I haven't done this for a while either, so you can see there it looks like we went totally blank, and that might have happened in between the two, where there's only 4 and then 2. But not long after that is where the beams come in, and you can see them here. And kind of this strange stretched out thing going on here. And we'll look at the beams closer. I guess this is probably the best view to do it at. Okay, right here at 1721, we got one coming out of Kansas. Whoops, I went forward an extra one. And one out of Moody Air Force Base, Vance Air Force Base. And then we've got one here coming out of Wichita. It looks like there's one trying to come out of here also. I can't remember which Doppler that is. It doesn't show up very well. And then these two intensify, 1734 and 1741, they're still on. And Wichita's still on at 1748, and then it looks like they are back to normal. Well, normal. There is no normal these days, I'm sure of it. I'll show you Vance Air Force Base here. Slow it down a touch. And then I'll just kind of walk you through right here. At 1718, we've got a pretty strong one. That's up in the high frequency. And then we've got one all the way around at 1728. And then 1737, we're back. Let's go back to, it's about in the same area as the one in 718, 737. And then 1756, it moves over to the west just a little bit. And then let's see if we can get it to show us some other ones. Sometimes these load, sometimes these don't. Let's look at Wichita. And there's kind of a little blurb here, and that's because they've got an extra frame in that's out of sequence. Every one I looked at kind of had that, and I don't know if it's a result of the Doppler going down or what, but here's 1720, we got a beam, 1730 intensifies. Now it doesn't go way up into the pinks and purples like Vance Air Force Base, but it's still up here. And then 1739. And let's go look at Kansas City. And we'll slow it down a little bit. It just shoots one out straight to the west. Let's see, turn it off, push the right buttons. It would help here. There it goes, right here at 1717, and then at 1727, and it's up in the purples. Let's go back one. Yeah, no whites, but we're up into the purple. And then what was really interesting was that when I looked at the base velocity, it also showed up there, which I haven't really seen that before. Not that it hasn't been there, but I haven't noticed it before. And I'm going to have to probably zoom in here. Oh, there it is. Let's go back one. Right here. So 1727 and 1736. And then I want to show you, let's see, while we're here, those were predominantly the 1720 period, 1720 UTC. And there's this is the HARP magnetometer. And I'll put links to these underneath the video so you can go look at them. But we've had these strange signatures showing up on the magnetometer. And right here at 1721, it goes from the north-south. You can see that these lines quit, and then you're going down here at the BZ vertical, you can see that they start picking up. They're intensified because you can actually see some of these other ones here, but it seems to switch over from north-south to vertical. And I can't tell you any more about it than that, and you can also see just a little bit of a spike right here on the east-west. And these are frequencies, and it would be nice if someone could explain them better, but you know, we got people explaining things away that I guess it just depends on which side you're on, whether you're in for good or in for evil. Let's see if I can go back to the main. Here you can see these odd lines. These just started like a couple days ago, and I hadn't noticed them before, ever, as long as I've been watching this. So let's go back to, this was what the flash looked like in Minneapolis. Going back a frame, see there was nothing. And this is at 16:15. And then everybody else comes on about 16:21. And right after all of that, this very strange storm seems to rise up in Florida right after the flashes. You can see that the clouds really aren't going anywhere. They're just intensifying where they're at. See where my pointer is? It just sits there and gets worse. And this looks really intense. Oh, there was a beam right there. It just rises up right there. Let's see if we can kind of get when they start rising up. And let's pick the first red ones right about there, 16:18. So that's right after the Dopplers turn back on. Then I wanted to go show you the back at 2:15 UTC, which is 9 p.m. last night, Central Standard Time. Let me double check that. Yeah, we get, well, I've been doing some reading, and what I think this is, I'm becoming more and more convinced that it is it's actually a longitudinal wave signature. And I'll put a link to a Tom Bearden article that talks about it, but due to my experience and what I've been watching on radar, that's what I'm thinking this is. And so this happened at 9 p.m. last night, and I want you to notice that, see here we got clouds and here you got darkness. So this is called the terminator line. And there's some radio operators, they send signals when this line is passing over because it goes a great distance. And so I want you to notice that this line is above where all those flashes are occurring the next day. So I'm not seeing any frequencies going right into that area here, but all of them oh, I wish I understood exactly how this works. But anyway, I'll put that out for you to think on. And let's go ahead and play this through, and let's slow it down a little bit. And we also have these holes in the satellite radar. When I first started doing this, I talked about them. And then what they did is they cut them out so they didn't show up anymore, because they happen daily, only just maybe the intensity will change or the location. So there's the, well, longitudinal wave signature. And then there's one right here, see up here by Hudson Bay. And then there's one here over the Great Lakes. I wish I knew my lakes, but I'd tell you which ones they were, but I don't. And then we go into the day. So they're coming on, actually those are happening, let me look here. Yep, right when the morning, see here's the morning terminator line, and it's just past here. And so at 10:15, there it is. And then at 10:45, it moves down here. If I go back here, let's see if I can. This is just a short loop. Although we should go back days, but if you watch it, if they don't cut it out, you'll see these come by every day, that just kind of where they land and how intense they are. So over here by Russia, we have one at 8:45, and then one up over Alaska at 9:15, and it moves down here just kind of as a, not really a hole, although it looks like there's a hole right there. And I know there's all kinds of different equipment up in this area, and I'm not sure what Russia has, but these seem to be in those areas. They were last time anyway, last year. So if you look for holes in satellite and my name, you'll probably find my old videos. So here's that one over Hudson Bay, and then the one over the Great Lakes doesn't really show 10:45 because we're zoomed out. And, oh, that's kind of interesting. Here's this little flash thing right here. See there? I'm going back. All right, so let's move on. This is the infrared satellite, the United States. And you can see that the those longitudinal wave signatures turn up there too. And I've called them all kinds of different things. And people always just say, oh, it's just a satellite that, thing that shows up. But it's not. It's more than that. It's just a matter of figuring out exactly what it is. And they have these things overlapping, the satellite images. And that's why, going back here, on the visible, they went on through. On this one, they cut off because they've got another image overlapped. But they actually go on through. And you can tell because it's the same configuration. Let's see if I got it. Show you. There we go. See, you can see it carries on through. And here, actually, this has an overlap too, but for some reason they're not able to obscure it all the way. Okay, so this is looking at the, is that what I did infrared? Okay, and then water vapor. And we've got the same thing again. And all of these are encompassing when the Dopplers shut down, as well as the flashes that we had in Oklahoma and Kansas. And then this is a close-up of Kansas. And let's see, let me wait till I'm trying to figure out what the results are of these frequency things. Longitudinal wave. So this is 201, so this is when that longitudinal wave signature shows up, and this is kind of what shows up when you're zoomed in on Oklahoma. And then go through the night. And then you can see right up here we're getting some scalar wave type activity. Let's see if I can zoom in, get up here. Let's see the ripples. Ripples, oh dear. It looks like we've got some chemtrailing going on over here. The chemtrails start out real skinny, and then they kind of turn into more like this as they feather out. And depending on what chemical they're spraying depends on what the resulting cloud looks like. So this is, let's see, the Dopplers went down around 16, so I'll stop there. Here's 16, going back a couple forward. And Vance Air Force Base is right in here somewhere. So, and then the flashing started at about 17:18, so that would be right about here. So we do have these long stretched out clouds which come about often these days. Actually, this cloud just jumps right here from 17:45 to 18:15. So in a half an hour it broke off. And so anyway, let's see, what else do I have here? Oh, here's kind of one of that whole area. That'll show you the terminator line better. Going backwards, right here you can see the residue from at 2:01 on June 14th, which is 9:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, so last night. You can see the clouds. And then I've got all these red things so you don't have to key through them all. When you click on this, it reds it out and then you don't have to look at it. So, and this is kind of odd in here, the way these clouds move around, because they don't seem to have any direction. I'll play it through in a minute. You can see it. Here's 16:01, so this is when the Dopplers went down. Going backwards, 15:15, 15:45, 16:01, and then 17:15 to 18 is when the, well, and actually you can see kind of an increase down in here of severity. So let me just let this play through a couple times. And I'll show you the jet stream also. It's kind of odd right now. Oops. This is the Troposphere report at the University of Utah. I'll put links to this too so you can look at it. So this is at June 12th at 12. Let's see. We shouldn't be at the 12th. It's the 14th. There it goes. So down here you can see June 14th, 2012. This is hard to read. At 12 UTC plus 6. So this is 18 UTC. So this is just after the flashing. And this is showing tropospheric pressure. And I'm kind of watching these areas here because it seems like, I mean, it's high pressure, just kind of little footprints, you know, stepping down, and then things seem to happen where those show up. So, and this is at, let's just move on. Sorry about that. This is a jet stream right now, and get it going again. So down up here you can see the time. And what's really weird is normally you have an Arctic jet stream, the yellow one, and it's usually flowing through, you know, up the northern United States, meanders around up here into Alaska. But it's not really a stream at the moment, it's just pods. See, there's 3 of them. And then this is the subarctic one, and it's supposed to be down here like Texas, and you know, and it moves around, but usually it doesn't hang out so long up here. Up in, you know, it's way up into Greenland, and this is a mess. What HAARP can do is it creates these high pressure areas like down in here. And you can see it, the blues and stuff is wind. And where these show up, it affects the wind. It kind of like funnels it, makes it skinny so it flows faster. And it actually pulls on that jet stream, so it kind of pulls it together and then makes a funnel, and then the wind rushes through that narrow channel. Not so easily seen here, but anyway, there you have it. I kind of went on, and hopefully that's useful to you. God bless you all, and have a good afternoon.